Hello everybody, my name is Alex and welcome to another Rise and Fall historical look video for Civilization 6. So in this series we take a historical look at the civilization and we attempt to give some context behind their nation, leader, unique abilities, unique unit and building or infrastructure, whatever you want to call it, depending on what mood you are in. So unsurprisingly this week's video is going to be on Shaka of the Zulus. It was pretty much... I think everybody knew it was going to be the Zulus, the final civilization, but I still have nightmares about this guy on Civilization Revolution, especially online, because the Impi warrior and the crazy city growth was just out of control. Yes, I know it was console, but I was young back then, I couldn't understand the full Civilization game. Don't judge me. Anyway, I've got a feeling this could be quite a long video, there's quite a lot of research gone into it, but do remember to subscribe if you enjoy for lots more stuff like this, and a brand new historical playthrough of Scotland coming Friday. It's gonna be the best thing you've ever seen, honestly. At least that's what I like to tell myself. Anyway, feel free to comment on things you feel I should have included, or perhaps things I may have got a little bit wrong, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So who are the Zulus? The Zulus are a Bantu ethnic group of southern Africa, with around 10 to 12 million of them living today. The vast majority of these individuals live in modern-day South Africa, that's over 10 million of them, with smaller groups living in countries such as Lesotho, Zimbabwe and Mozambique. Originally, the Zulus were a major clan in what is today northern KwaZulu-Natal, and were founded by their chief Zulu Ka Malandela in 1709. The Zulus fought in many wars, especially during and after Shaka's reign, with one of the most famous against the British in the late 1870s. Other interesting facts include the Zulus follow the Christian faith, or a lot of them do, but some do still follow the pre-Christian religion, and one of the most iconic Western views of the Zulus is from the 1963 film Zulu. What a creative name, wow, who came up with that? I haven't seen the film or read much about it, so to be honest, apart from commenting on the really kind of generic name, I'm going to avoid commenting on its historical accuracy, etc. Next up, we're gonna discuss Shaka's life, from the difficulties of his youth to his glowing military career and frankly bizarre demise. This is also where the pronunciation will probably go astray, so apologies in advance. Shaka was born in 1787 as the eldest son of the leader of the Zulu people. However, as with many of the leaders we have explored in Rise and Fall, nothing was handed to him on a silver plate. In contrast, his early life was tough. This is weird. Zulu tradition claims Shaka was conceived through a form of sexual foreplay which was allowed to unmarried couples, also known as the fun of the roads. If you had that interest, more reading is available online, but what have these videos come to? I won't be discussing more of that in this video. Anyway, as a result of this, Shaka was born illegitimate, and as so, he was persecuted for it. It seems Shaka's parents had a turbulent relationship. His mother was his father's third wife, and from the reading I gathered he wasn't so keen to marry her. When he was just 7 years old, Shaka and his mother were banished from his father's court and went to live with the Elengine. Again, pronunciation. Though this was only a temporary solution, and soon Shaka was taken to the Mtetwa people, the most powerful tribe in the region, where shelter was found in the home of his mother's aunt. Shaka rose to prominence in the court of Dingiswayo, and he advanced into his 20s. And as he advanced into his 20s, Shaka rose up the military rank in Dingiswayo's army. Shaka began implementing better weapons, such as the short stabbing spear, and gave greater cohesion to the Zulu forces. One of the most famous triumphs of Shaka's exploits in this period is what is known as the bullhorn formation. This involves splitting his men into three groups: the chest, the horns and the loin. Essentially, the chest would charge at the main bulk of the opposition army, whilst the horns would flank the enemy, making them fight on multiple sides. All the while, the loin would essentially work as a reserve, ready to step in where and when necessary. These tactics were relatively simple, but also very, very effective. Following the death of Shaka's father, the Zulu chief, he decided to take what he saw as rightfully his. Shaka's half-brother had succeeded to the Zulu throne following the death of his father, but with the help of Dingiswayo, Shaka got his half-brother assassinated, leaving him to walk in and claim the Zulu throne. The following year, Dingiswayo was killed by a rival tribe, leaving Shaka to firstly claim revenge on the guilty tribe, led by Zwide, who we'll discuss further shortly, but also to step into the position left by Dingiswayo and unite the Zulu, Matetwa and other tribes under his leadership and the Zulu name. Following this was a period where Shaka, often brutally but also by using patronage, expanded the Zulu lands. Next came the war with Zwide, who we've just talked about, and his Ndwandwe people. The first victory against Zwide came at the Battle of, here we go again with the pronunciation, oh god. And you know what, I'm going to spell this out, so it's Gqokli, Gyokli, whatever, hill. And at this battle, Shaka's warriors bravely held the crest of the hill and claimed victory with a force of around 5,000 men against a force of more than double that. A key factor of this battle was Shaka's use of his loin troops. Remember the bullhorn formation from a little earlier. He kept these fresh and hydrated until the end of the battle in order to use them in one final decisive action to secure victory. 18 months later, the decisive battle of the conflict came at the Maltuze River. Shaka sent his forces to strike at the Ndwandwe as they crossed the river, which led to 2 days of fighting and ultimately the Ndwandwe being scattered. The Zulus marched onto their capital of the enemy and destroyed it. Zwide temporarily escaped but was soon found dead under suspicious circumstances. This was a great victory for Shaka, but all soon went wrong really. Following the death of his mother, it appears that Shaka essentially went mad with grief. He began behaving erratically, such as having at least 7,000 people executed for not sufficiently grieving the death of his mother. Unsurprisingly, following a sustained period of this strange behaviour of Shaka's grief, Shaka was assassinated. At the third attempt, it has to be said, by his half-brothers. However, Shaka left behind the Zulu people in a position much stronger than what they were before his arrival. His legacy lives on, for example in games such as this, Civilization 6, and he's thought of as a revolutionary and incredibly capable military figure. Now let's go on and talk about the unique abilities of Shaka and the Zulu. We will also discuss the Zulu unique unit and building in this section. Here I will use the Civ webpage and look to draw comparisons to our other research where possible. So Shaka's unique leader ability is Amabutho. By the age of 23, Shaka led an Impi regiment. He continued his rise based upon his deeds, becoming one of the chieftain Dingiswayo's most highly regarded commanders. Shaka was also known for drilling and rearming his troops, trading light throwing spears for a more broad-bladed weapon. In addition, he brought in large cowhide covered shields. These are evident in the Zulu's unique Impi unit design. So as a result, in the game, Shaka may form corps earlier with the mercenary civic and armies earlier with the nationalism civic. The Amabutho ability provides an additional base combat strength to both corps and armies as well. Shaka was a military man, and it is clear that the Zulus are going to be a military civilization. So the Zulu's unique civ ability is Isibongo. Apologies if that's pronounced wrong. So a tribe once conquered was subcoordinated into the Zulu kingdom. Its young men were incorporated into the Abutho. Essentially the Abutho was the army for the purposes of this video. And then the Zulus marched on. Shaka also offered diplomatic carrots with the stick of the Impi ever present though. That's reflected in the game with this unique ability. After Shaka conquers a city, it gains bonus loyalty when garrisoned, hence the stick approach, and the bonus that when conquering a city with a unit, the unit will upgrade to a corps or army, references the carrot approach and the fact that young men from new territories were incorporated into the Abutho. The Zulu unique building is the Ikanda, or Ikanda. The Ikanda, also known as the Kraal or the Umuzi, were essentially self-sufficient Zulu villages. An Ikanda had a double palisade. A palisade is basically a fence of wood and stakes, which protected its residents. The villages included livestock and certain individuals had specific houses. For example, the unmarried girls lived on the left of the entrance, while the unmarried boys lived on the right. Ikanda were ideally placed uphill for reasons both practical and strategic. Rainfall flowed downhill to clean the Ikanda, while opponents were forced to attack an elevated position. You really don't want to fight uphill in the African heat. In regards to Shaka's military structure, a regiment would be stationed in an Ikanda. It's where they trained and lived, and as the Zulus conquered and absorbed neighbouring tribes, more Ikanda would sprout up. In the game, the Ikanda replaces the encampment and provides additional housing, in addition to quicker production of corps and armies, and the fact corps and armies can be built outright when the correct criteria are met. This obviously reflects the military use of the Ikanda, but will also support you in emulating the rapid expansion of territory Shaka achieved. The Zulu unique unit is the Impi. An Impi is the Zulu word for any armed body of men, but in English it often refers to a Zulu regiment or Amabutho. The powerful warrior regiments of the Zulu were already a formidable force when the ambitious Shaka taught them new techniques, combining a short stabbing spear with a large oval shield, which we have just discussed. Shaka increased their strength using training and greater organisation, as we saw earlier in the video. Shaka trained them to form shield walls, both to protect themselves from missiles, such as throwing spears, and also to disguise their true numbers. He also trained them to perform the infamous buffalo horns formation, again, which we have previously discussed. The Impi training regimes under Shaka were nothing less than brutal, however, but harsh conditioning led to tightly bonded, well-disciplined soldiers able to carry out complex formations with ease, much like how the Romans expanded their territory in Europe. These Impi will act as a pikeman replacement in Civilization 6. They will have an increased flanking bonus, presumably in celebration of the bullhorn formation, are less expensive than other combat units of the same era, have a low maintenance cost, and earn XP faster. The final part of this bonus will make it easier to mass produce the unit, and the XP element is likely to do with Shaka's ability to quickly organise the Zulu armies into a much more professional force. Once again, presenting the opportunity to emulate Shaka's territorial expansion. That was an overview of Shaka and the Zulus. That's pretty much everything I want to put in this video. I will also put all the sources I use in the description for further study if that interests you. As I said, if I've missed anything out you think I should have added, or maybe any mistakes, let me know in the comments. Make sure you subscribe for more Rise and Fall content, including a brand new historical playthrough of Scotland that's coming on Friday. Go check the trailer on the channel, or I'll leave it on the end screen of this video. Also, over the next couple of months and beyond, I aim to produce a lot more videos like this, and make sure you go and check out the other historical first look videos we've made. So we've made like Georgia, Scotland, the Mapuche, and more if you're interested in this kind of thing. So thank you for watching. Please remember to like if you have enjoyed. I'll also leave our Twitter link down there if you want to kind of tweet crap at me and things like that. And yeah, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in another video, and enjoy the rest of your day.